It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes just figuring out exactly how you feel, even in your own language, it can be really quite hard.
Oh, definitely. It's not always straightforward.
And today, we're going a step further. We're diving into expressing emotions in English, but getting way beyond just, the basic happy, sad, angry.
Exactly. Those words are fine. They're the starting point, maybe like primary colors, but they don't really paint the full picture of, well, human feeling.
Uh-huh.
So, our mission today in this deep dive is really to give you a richer vocabulary for this in English so you can say what you mean more accurately and, maybe just as importantly, sound more natural doing it.
Yeah, more like yourself.
We've been looking at some really helpful material that gets right into this.
Think of it as like your fast track to sounding more fluent, more nuanced in English. But it's not just about learning words, is it?
No, not at all.
Having that better emotional vocabulary
Hmm.
helps you make stronger connections with people, right? And you can understand films or TV shows better, those subtleties.
And feel more confident, actually sharing how you feel.
Definitely. Okay, so let's get into it. Why is it so important to move past those basic emotion words?
Well, let's just take happy. Someone asks how you are, you say happy. Okay, fine. But what kind of happy?
Right. It's a bit vague.
Are you like buzzing with excitement?
Yeah.
Or just feeling really calm and content?
Hmm.
Maybe you're feeling proud about something you did?
Or grateful, or just, full of joy.
Exactly. Each one is a slightly different flavor of happy, isn't it? Using the specific word gets that across much better.
Yeah, happy is like saying you like food. Okay, but what kind of food?
Yeah,
Thai, Italian, doesn't tell us much.
good analogy.
So the sources we looked at, they really break down these core emotions. Let's start with happy. How can we get more specific about those good feelings?
Okay, yeah. There are some really good alternatives. Take excited. If you say, I'm so excited about the trip next month, that has this real energy, this anticipation. Happy doesn't quite capture that same buzz.
Hmm, true.
Or grateful, saying, I felt incredibly grateful for the help they offered. That points directly to thankfulness, appreciation.
And proud.
Yeah,
That's a specific one. Like, I was so proud of my presentation today. It pinpoints that satisfaction in what you've achieved. Very different from just general happiness.
totally different.
And what about cheerful?
Cheerful suggests someone's general mood, like bright, optimistic. You might say, she has such a cheerful attitude, it's contagious. It paints a picture of someone who's usually upbeat.
Okay.
And then there's joyful. That often feels a bit dipper, maybe more heartfelt, like the wedding celebration was a truly joyful occasion.
It's really interesting how each word adds a specific layer, a nuance. And the sources also mentioned idioms, didn't they? Those colorful phrases native speakers use.
Oh yeah, idioms are great for emotions. For happy, we have things like being over the moon.
Ah, yeah.
Someone might say they were over the moon when their offer was accepted. You can almost picture them jumping up and down, can't you?
Totally. And the other one?
On cloud nine, as in he's been on cloud nine since the birth of his child. Again, it's very visual, really amps up the feeling of extreme happiness.
And the material pointed out that these idioms often feel more, well, visual and emotional than just the basic word. Adds texture.
Definitely does.
Okay, so that's happy, covered with more detail. What about the flip side? When things aren't great, how do we go deeper than just sad?
Right, because sad also covers a lot of ground. The sources give us alternatives here too. There's upset. That often suggests a reaction to something specific that just happened, like he seemed a bit upset after the meeting.
Okay, more immediate
Yeah.
and disappointed.
Disappointed usually links to expectations not being met. If you say, I was disappointed by the cancellation, we know exactly why you're feeling down.
Makes sense. What about stronger feelings?
Well, then you have heartbroken. That's much deeper emotional pain, often from loss or betrayal. She was heartbroken when her pet passed away. It signals real suffering. And then there's lonely, which is very specific. It's about isolation, wanting connection. He's been feeling quite lonely since moving to a new city. It's not just sad, it's about being alone.
And the source material also brought up depressed, didn't it? With an example like, she's been feeling depressed recently, but there was a warning there.
Yes, absolutely. And this is really important. Depressed can just mean very sad, but it's often used to describe a serious medical condition, clinical depression.
Right.
So it's one to use carefully. It's not always just a stronger word for sad. You need to be mindful of that potential medical meaning.
That's a really crucial distinction. Good point. Okay, and what about idioms for feeling sad or down?
The sources mentioned down in the dumps. That's pretty common for just feeling generally low, maybe without a clear reason. I've been feeling a bit down in the dumps all week.
Yeah, I heard that.
And also feeling blue. Similar idea, maybe a bit milder. I woke up feeling a little blue today.
Yeah.
Just a general sense of low spirits.
Okay, let's switch gears to angry. Definitely not a one-note emotion either. How can we be more precise?
No, definitely not. So, milder feelings first. You could be annoyed, often by something small and specific. I was annoyed by the constant interruptions.
Uh-huh. Irritating you.
Yep. Or frustrated. That usually comes when you're blocked. You can't do something you want to do. I'm feeling so frustrated trying to learn this new software.
Oh, I know that feeling. And irritated, is that different from annoyed?
It's similar, maybe a bit stronger or more persistent sometimes. Like loud chewing really irritates me. It suggests it really gets under your skin.
Got it. And when it gets more intense?
Then you might be furious. That's strong anger. He was absolutely furious when he found out what happened.
Okay, that's clear. And one more.
Offended. This is when you feel disrespected or hurt by what someone said or did. I felt quite offended by her remark. It's about personal insult.
Right. And the idioms for anger, they can be quite strong too, I imagine.
Oh yeah, there's boiling with rage. Very visual. He was boiling with rage after their argument. You can almost feel the heat.
Wow. Yeah.
And another one is being at the end of my rope. This conveys extreme frustration, like you just can't take it anymore. I'm at the end of my rope with this constant noise.
That paints a vivid picture of being pushed too far. Okay, let's talk about fear and worry. How do we get more specific than just scared or worried?
Yeah, another area with lots of shades. We can start with nervous. That's often the feeling before a specific event, like public speaking. I always get nervous before giving a presentation.
Butterflies in the stomach, yeah. And anxious.
Anxious tends to be more general, maybe a feeling of unease about the future, less tied to one specific thing. She's been feeling quite anxious about her exams. It can be more persistent.
Okay, I see the difference. Then scared.
Scared is often a more direct, immediate reaction to something frightening. I was really scared by that loud bang. It's that jolt of fear.
And afraid.
Afraid can be similar to scared, but sometimes it's a more general state, or even about reluctance. I'm afraid I won't finish on time. It can be a bit softer sometimes.
And the extreme end.
And extreme fear! That's extreme fear! He was terrified of heights. Really intense.
Okay, and idioms for these feelings.
We have on edge. That means feeling nervous, jumpy, easily agitated. I've been on edge all day waiting for this news.
Yeah, tense.
And got cold feet. This usually means becoming suddenly nervous or hesitant right before doing something big or committed. He almost got cold feet before asking her to marry him. Pulling back because of fear.
Ah, interesting. It's amazing how much meaning is packed into those phrases. Now, the sources also pointed out positive feelings beyond just happy, right? Like gratitude, affection.
Yes, super important. It's not all about happy, sad, angry, scared. We need words for connection too. We mentioned grateful earlier, but it fits here perfectly. I'm so grateful for your friendship. Deep appreciation. Then, affectionate. That describes someone who shows their care openly. He's a very affectionate person, always offering hugs. It's about expressing warmth.
And caring.
Caring highlights that genuine concern for others' well-being. She's incredibly caring towards her family. It's about looking out for people.
Similar but maybe deeper is compassionate.
Yes, compassionate involves understanding and even sharing the feelings of others, feeling with them. Being compassionate can really help someone feel understood. Empathy in action.
Lovely and loving.
Loving describes that deep affection and bond. They have such a loving relationship. Pretty straightforward, but powerful.
And then there are those feelings we get in response to kindness.
Exactly, like feeling touched. As in, I was really touched by your thoughtful gift. It means something affected you emotionally in a good way.
Or moved.
Similar, perhaps even stronger sometimes. I was deeply moved by their generosity. It suggests a significant emotional impact.
These really help capture those warmer connective feelings. Okay, so we've got this great expanded vocabulary now. But how do we actually start using these words naturally? The sources got some practical tips, right?
They did, yeah. A really simple starting point is just using phrases like, I feel, or I'm feeling, and then slotting in the more specific word.
Ah.
So instead of just, I'm happy, maybe I feel excited about the news, or I'm feeling grateful for this opportunity. It's an easy swap.
Just replacing the basic word with a better one in a structure you already know. Makes sense. Any other tips?
Definitely explain why you feel that way. Adding context makes it much more meaningful.
Write the because.
Exactly. The sources gave examples like, I'm frustrated because the website keeps crashing. Or, I felt so touched by the lovely card you sent. That explanation really brings it to life for the listener.
It does paint a much clearer picture. So, how can people practice this without feeling, awkward?
The advice was pretty straightforward. Try it in low-pressure situations, even just talking to yourself in English about your day.
Really? Like in your head?
Yeah. Identify the specific feelings. If you felt proud about something, ask yourself why you felt proud. Use the specific word. Or if a movie made you feel something, try to name that exact emotion where you moved, touched, maybe even frustrated.
Okay, I like that. Internal practice.
Or chat with a friend or a language partner. Make a conscious effort to use one or two new words instead of the defaults.
Builds confidence gradually. Good idea. And the last tip, something about movies.
Yeah, watch English films and TV shows, but pay really close attention to how emotions are shown.
Not just the words.
No, the whole package. The words they choose, sure, but also their tone of voice, body language, any idioms they use in those emotional moments.
Ah, like observing native speakers in action.
Exactly. You can even try mimicking them afterwards, just for practice. It helps internalize it.
That sounds like fun, actually. A bit like acting practice. So wrapping up, it feels like putting in this effort, expanding how we talk about feelings, it's really powerful, isn't it?
Hugely powerful.
It makes us better communicators, better listeners too, probably.
Yeah.
And yeah, it helps us sound less like we're reading from a script and more like, well, like real people.
Absolutely. Less textbook, more human connection. Emotions are just central to meaningful conversations.
Totally.
So having the words to express them accurately just opens up so much more potential for understanding and connection.
So maybe the challenge for you listening is next time someone asks how you are, pause for a second. Think beyond, I'm fine or I'm good.
Mm.
Maybe try something like that example. Actually, I'm feeling a little anxious about this project, but I'm optimistic we can make it work. It's more honest, more specific.
It really is, and it makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we
Yeah.
all got a bit better at understanding and articulating our own emotional worlds and understanding others,
Yeah.
could that lead to, just deeper connections, more empathy overall? It's definitely something to think about.